Hey Doug, what's going on, man? This is Ryan Bodger with Shubba Entertainment. You're gonna have to excuse me because I have a really bad allergy attack. I haven't had a chance to clean my table up or nothing. So, but your bezel insert came in, and I wanted to show you here that I actually already did the butter bezel for you, and I'm gonna have to show you real quick how I did that. All right, so you see, there's no bezel insert in there right now, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this retaining spring out. I'm gonna have to do that off camera because it's really hard to get in there and see it while I'm trying to look at the camera without messing up the watch. So I know you don't want me to mess up the watch, so I'm going to do this off camera. But if you see right in this area here, it just goes all the way around, and there's a spring right here. I'm going to take a fine tooth tool and just pop that spring out. And once I pop that out, I'll show you how I do that. So give me 1 second. I'm working it. Okay, so you see that spring came out. All right, I can exit. I'm gonna have to pop it out a little bit more. Okay, as you see, I got the spring out. I'm just gonna pull this out all the way, like so, and that's out. I'm gonna set that right there for you. Okay, and then we're gonna take this bezel off, and then this is the actual spring that makes the clicky clicky. All right, normally this spring is very rounded, but you see the actual way that I've done it is I've kind of put like a Z shape in it. So there's a first bend right here, then there's a bend here, then there's a bend here, then there's a bend here. I actually went to a Rolex store and actually looked at the Rolex, and I was able to see how they were able to get the bezel to be so smooth after watching a couple of videos as well. But the spring on the Rolex is actually a lot shorter than that. The actual spring on the actual older style Rolex is about that short. Okay, but since this is a very hard steel, they had to make this longer. So what I did in turn, let me see here, while I'm trying to work this off camera while I try to show at the same time what I'm doing. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to put this in the hole just like so. Okay, so what happens is when we put the bezel insert on, this part of the spring here, you see, this is going to go up against the actual case and the crystal, which only leaves, I can hold that in place, only leaves just this little bit of amount of spring here. All right, so this is what's going to cause your smooth bezel action. Okay, I'm going to line these teeth up on the back of it, and I'm going to insert that in there like so, just like so. Okay, so we got a very smooth, no back play bezel because of the way that spring is bent. Okay, you'll be able to see that I don't want to turn it too much because the retaining spring is not in, and it could pop up and fly away, and I'll have to insert a sound effect of a ricocheted bullet, and then listen to me for 20 minutes trying to find the spring on the carpet, which is very difficult, which has actually happened to me quite a few times. So anyway, that is that. I'm going to go ahead and put this retaining spring back in. That's this here. We're going to put this back in. I'm going to try to put it back in while I'm on camera, making sure that the bezel is actually on properly. This is really difficult to do while I'm on camera. I might have to do it off camera. Okay, and as you see, this does look a little dirty around here, so I'm going to have to take some rubbing alcohol because this is the old adhesive from the old bezel insert. So I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol and actually get that off. So we're going to pop that in one by one, just like so. Hold that down. just like so. I'll get myself one of these mini screwdrivers, and I'm going to just insert these bends into the bezel itself. Again, like I said, it's really difficult to do while on camera. It's also really difficult to do not on camera when you're looking at it like straight up, you know, face to face. No pun intended, this is the watch face. Okay, anyway. You know what? Give me a second because I'm going to have to do this off camera. So just bear with me. I'm actually popping. Okay, there's one part in. Next part of the hexagon in. Next part of the hexagon in. Hexagon in. This isn't quite a hexagon because there's more than 5 sides to this. So make sure we go over it real quick here. Okay, yeah. All right, so that's in, and you'll notice, and you're not going to be able to see it right now, but I'm able to spin the bezel very smoothly, even with one. My fingers are kind of greasy though a little bit, so I'm gonna have to clean your watch off for you too. But I'm able to do it with basically one finger. I'm hardly doing anything with my thumb right now. I'm actually just using my pointer finger right now. Okay, so now the next step is we're going to get your bezel insert, and as you can see, this one is perfectly clean. There's no scratches on it like the old one. So I'm gonna have to return the old one. Oh yeah, I forgot. I want to get some rubbing alcohol and clean off that stuff. So give me 1 second while I go get a Q-tip and clean it off. Okay, I'm back, and we got our friend 70% isopropyl alcohol, and pop that open just like so. Stick this in here like that. Get the tip of the Q-tip. The tip of the Q-tip. Don't mind me when I get like feeling sick and stuff. I get really goofy and silly. And then we're just going to go in here and clean it off. I'm going to clean that off just like so. And you can see that it's getting dirty and nasty from taking all that adhesive off. So really nice and clean. That's what we're trying to go for here. Okay, now we're going to take the other side of the Q-tip with some more 70% isopropyl alcohol. The tip of the Q-tip. I'm surprised that my nose isn't running right now because you know, these allergies are just absolutely. Oh, there goes a squirt now. That's what she said. Okay, so I'm gonna take this, give it a good clean, just like so. And you know this getting squeaky clean when you can hear a squeak. Listen. You hear that? It's squeaky. Yeah. She likes to go squeaky. Squeaky, squeaky. Yeah. And it's not as dirty as this side. So that way we know that we've cleaned off all the adhesive. Just like so. Then we're going to have to shake it a little bit. It's good for the watch too to get it to get the actual seconds hand to go. And I'm going to set your watch up. I'm going to set it for our time because you're in Florida, I'm in Pennsylvania, so we're both in the same time zone. So I'm going to have to set you up. Okay. Now, the most easiest part of the watch mod, which is the snap-in bezel insert. You start here at the pip. Just wrap your thumbs down until you hear snap, and then it's in. Just like so. And you see, no back play. Butter smooth. Just like the Rolex. You know, honestly, okay, so here's the thing about Rolex. I went to the Rolex store here in my local area, and I saw the actual brand new 2019 Rolex Submariner model. And I gotta be honest, I really wasn't that impressed with it. I've got these bezels, no backplay, and buttery smooth. And the actual Rolex Submariner itself, and the 2019 model, seemed to have a little bit more resistance than what this bezel does. I mean, it's pretty comparable, pretty similar to the way the Rolex bezel is. It's just there's a lot more, or not a lot more, a little bit more resistance, and just the tiniest bit of backplay. And I'm figuring, you know, for a $13,400 watch, why would there be any backplay in it at all whatsoever? This $80 watch by Invicta, as you see, there's no backplay at all whatsoever. And, you know, you would think that Rolex, making you spend $13,000, $13,400 for a brand new watch, that thing would be impeccable with no backplay at all whatsoever. Nothing. So that's that. I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to show you real quick how I clean that up. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So never mind that little spot. That's just a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to take some alcohol and clean that off with her. Here's how I clean this. You ready? Meguiar's Cleaner Wax. That's how I'm going to clean this watch off. Just take a little bit here, as everything falls on the ground. The actual wax tin can fell, not your watch, so don't worry. It's cool. Take a little bit of wax here on the rag. Go over the actual crystal, the bezel insert, just like so, on the sides of the watch, on the side of this watch. We're going to go on the back of it, just like so. Okay. And let that fog up, let it dry, let it fog up, and then we're going to wipe it right off, and you're going to see how crystal, how smooth, and how deep of a shine you're going to get on this with no fingerprints, no scratches, nothing. I mean, there's obviously no scratches in it now, but I'm just saying, you know. But if you want to hide the scratches later on when you do get scratches in this, just use Meguiar's Cleaner Wax. And you'll see how deep that shine gets. And it'll hide any scratches that you have, that you've made in there. Now you're not going to be able to hide any scratches from the actual bezel insert, because this is a painted bezel insert. It's not a ceramic bezel insert. So you're going to have to be really careful with that, so you don't scratch it. Obviously you are going to scratch it. A lot of people say that they enjoy the scratches because it adds to the patina. Me personally, I really don't like scratches. You know, but whatever. So anyway, this is nice and hazed up and fogged up, so we're going to wipe that off just like so. Just like so. Look at that. Get around the Cyclops there. Make that better. Look at that. Look how shiny, shiny. Get on the side. Just like so. Get on this side. Just like so. Look at that. Look how shiny, shiny. Get on the bottom. Your leather makes squeaky sounds. It's squeaky leather. Okay. Look at that. Look how shiny, shiny. Like a brand new watch. Because it is a brand new watch. But we want to make sure that this thing is like really, really, really shiny. And there's not going to be any fingerprints in it. So shiny, shiny. So shiny, shiny. I like shiny, shiny. Brand new watch. Of course, I'm going to have to go back over it again once I reset the time, because I'm going to get fingerprints all over it again by resetting the time. But, you know, that's something that we're going to have to work on and clean it up. Now, here is your let me set this down for a second. This is the actual plastic display. The plastic cover that goes over top of it. I have to clean some of that gunk off of there because there's a little bit of adhesive on this as well. We don't want that on your crystal. There's still a little bit of alcohol left on the Q-tip, on the tip of the Q-tip. Okay. That'll help protect the actual crystal face. Then you can have the fun of taking that off yourself, because you know that it's a brand new watch. It's your brand new watch. So when you see it and you see that crystal looks like it's all like fogged up and bubbled up, just know that that's nothing I did to the watch except just put that plastic display back on. So that is that, and I'm going to set your time, and I'll be right back with it. Okay, ooh, I'm bumping the tripod. Okay, so I'm jealous now. Your actual winding mechanism is a lot smoother than what mine is. Mine has a little bit of resist, not a lot. It's still the NH35-A, and I don't know what they did with the movement, but they must have improved it, because this is a newer Invicta Pro Diver. Mine obviously is an older model, but the actual winding mechanism is so smooth on this, and mine has a little bit more resistance. Not that big of a deal. You know, once I send it to you, I'm probably going to forget how smooth yours was anyway, but just know that you got a nice, good watch, buddy. So, anyway, I'm going to go set this time. Obviously, as you know, as an automatic watch owner, when you set the time, you never want to go backwards. Okay? You know you don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're not... Okay, that's not midnight, that was noon. Okay, when we come around midnight, we're going to see that the date starts to change. Okay, so there's the 20th. And then we're going to set this to 11:29 a.m. You don't want to go backwards with an automatic watch, even with the Seiko movement. Why risk it? Why risk it? Okay, where are we at here? We want to go to 11:30 because mine's saying 11:29 and it's coming up on the 11:30. And then we're going to set that up, and that's ready to go. Okay, so now your watch, now the seconds might be a little bit ahead because I'm using my phone to record this, and I have the app to actually set it to the actual Greenwich time, to the exact seconds. So if you have an app on your phone, you want to set it to your exact seconds, go ahead and use that app that way. Mine's a little bit fast. Mine's like 2.43 seconds per day fast, which isn't that big of a deal. But anyway, we're going to screw down your crown and get it going. I got to set the date. Nope, wrong one. Today's the 31st. 30th, 31st. Boom. Okay. Okay, bud. You're good to go. I'm going to send this off to you tomorrow morning because my post office closes at noon. So this will be arriving to you within probably Monday or Tuesday. You should be getting it. So anyway, you're good to go. I think before I do this, I'm going to go ahead and clean this little bit of adhesive off of this display. It's not a pillow. I don't know what it's called. Just a piece of tin with some cloth over it. And if worse comes to worse, I'll just give you one of my pillows. If I can't get this clean, I'll just send you one of my pillows that I got. But we got it. It's clean. It's just a little wet, that's all. I'm going to have to let it dry up a little bit. And there we go. It's clean. Maybe just a little bit here. Clean this off a little bit. So we're not using the actual dirty side to clean that off. Up and down, left and right, side to side. I'm thinking of the NH-35 and Mr. Miyagi, side to side. Side to side. You paint the fence, side to side. Again, like I said, when I start feeling, sickly, I start feeling goofy. Okay, so we're going to set this in here like so. That will dry off. That's just wet now. That's no longer the adhesive on there. And right, there's your watch strap keeper. We want to put that down here. Okay, we want to grab this with this cloth. We're not putting fingerprints on it. I'm putting it in the middle of the display. Just like so. Okay. We'll wipe it off one last time. We got our little silica packet in there. So that way it keeps it moisture free. So even though this is a 200 meter water resistant dive watch, it's still a good idea to keep the silica packs in there just in case, just in case. I gotta find your directions, your manual. Oh, there it is. It's under here. Okay, we're gonna set your manual in there like so, just like so. This is hard to do with one hand and behind a camera. I don't want to bend the instructions. There we go. I'm gonna do it just like so. And there she is, bud. You're good to go, and I'll be sending it off tomorrow morning. All right, Doug, you take care, buddy. All right, bye.